everyone, welcome to Midwestern Front. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Brazilian Keratin Treatment. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know that 3 days ago I went to get this treatment, and I wanted to follow up because I tweeted a little bit about the experience and I fear that I made it sound like a real nightmare scenario. So I wanted to clarify a little bit about the process, and then the other thing is that I wanted to maybe tell some people out here that are considering getting it done, like the real deal, because I felt like on some of the forums as well as the blogs and on YouTube, I was able to get a lot of information, but there were some things missing. There were a few details that nobody let me in on, and they kind of took me by surprise. And so I thought that I would do this video so that you will have an idea of what you're getting into should you decide to move forward with a Brazilian keratin treatment. So I want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not a licensed hairstylist. I'm a consumer. So this is just what happened with me at my salon. Now, I chose to go with the Brazilian keratin. I have 3 reasons. One of the reasons, the first reason, is because of the way that my mind functions. I know that the Brazilian keratin has formaldehyde in it, and it has more chemicals in it, and it's harsher. So I decided to go with that because in my mind, more chemical equals more effective. And maybe because I am a relaxer girl. I've been wearing a relaxer since I was 17, so quite a few years. I'll let you do your own calculus on that. And so I don't really have a fear of the chemicals per se. The second reason is because the salon that I go to, I've been going to for about 8 years, and their clientele is largely African American, about maybe 80%, and they started offering it about 8 months ago, and that's when I started researching and considering it. And because it's a salon that I trust, and then also after consulting with my hairstylist, who I know has like the best interests of my tresses at heart, because I've asked him to do some sorts of, treatments and color and stuff, and if he doesn't think it's right for me, he'll flat out refuse me. Money is no object with him. He will not do it if he thinks that it's not right for my hair. His name is Muhammad. He's fantastic. And the final reason was because in my research, I found that most African Americans who had a current relaxer went with the Brazilian keratin treatment as opposed to the Brazilian blow dry. So, like looking at those testimonials, it solidified my decision to go with the Brazilian keratin treatment. So I'm going to tell you what went on in the salon on day one. Day one, I go to the salon, and the first thing they do is take me to the shampoo bowl, and they shampoo my hair with this special shampoo that strips like all the oils out of your hair, or at least that's what they told me. And once I got finished with that, they put me under the dryer for about 10 minutes. When I came out from under the dryer, like I felt my hair, and it was like poofy, like it almost, like it felt like I didn't even have a relaxer anymore. It's like really, really poofy. And so they took the product, which was called Beox. I think that's how it's pronounced. It was B-E-O-X. And it's chocolate flavored. No, but it smells like chocolate, and I'm sure that's to cover like the chemical smell of it. But it had like a strong chocolate smell that after a while started making me feel a little bit nauseous. But I digress. So it's a little bit more liquid than a relaxer, but they apply it kind of the same way that you apply a relaxer. He went from like the back to the front. I will say that it felt like he was doing smaller sections, and so more like color, so that he got every single strand. And in the beginning, he just put it on my new growth or my roots. And then he sat me under the dryer for about 10 minutes. And when I came out, he proceeded to work it through all the way to the end. So he like combed it through. He didn't apply any additional product, but he just kind of combed it through all the way to the end. Okay. Once that was completed, he motioned for me to come to the back of the salon. So I went to the back of the salon, and I stopped by like the last shampoo bowls, like right before the back door. And he's like, no, keep going. And I'm like, keep going? And he's like, yeah, keep going. So he's like, through the door. So I go through the door, and he puts me in this room, and it's just the two of us. So he is going to blow dry my hair with the product or solution still in there, in a room, just me and him. He's got a fan. he's got the window open. Okay, so this is the part that, you know, I don't know how every salon does it, but this is the part that I was not prepared at all for. And I'm pretty sure that they take you in another room just because of like the smell and everything, that they don't want other clients to have to be exposed to it, but it could be they don't want other clients to have to be exposed to the formaldehyde. Either way, I'm in. So he hands me then a surgical mask, and I'm thinking, okay, he's like going a little bit overboard with this, but I'll play along. So I put the mask on, and he starts to blow dry. Well, you know how when you blow dry your hair, like when you pass through it, it kind of like smokes up. I mean, you know, it smokes up. Well, it did that, like his first pass through it, except I didn't have my eyes closed. I probably should have. Close your eyes. But I probably should have, but nobody told me. So the smoke comes out, and it's like this white, very thick, like white gray smoke, like not a normal blow dry smoke, and it starts to sting my eye. And so I'm you know, caught off guard by that. And I'll tell you what it feels like. If you've ever in your life smoked a cigarette, you know how if it like gets too close to your eye, it'll like sting? It felt like that. Well, that took me by surprise. So then, you know, I took in a deep breath of the smoke. Well, it burned my throat. Like I felt like my throat was closing up on me. It really burns. It burned. It wasn't long lasting. It wasn't a lasting burn, but it burned nonetheless. So you need to know that as well. So what I did was I kind of worked out a system. So every time he would pass it through my hair and it would be smoking, I'd hold my breath, and then as soon as he took it off, I'd take a deep breath. And we did this. We did this for about 40 minutes because they have to get every single section of your hair perfectly straight, and I have really, really thick hair, so it took about 40 minutes. And like, he was coughing from time to time. I would give him a timeout sign so that we could take a break and like he could open the window more. Now I'm in Chicago and it's December. It's really cold outside, so we are alternating between having the window up and having enough air to keep things ventilated and actually, you know, being able to breathe, and then sitting there like freezing cold. So after that, we go back out to the chair, and he's exhausted. I mean, this guy, like, he's been coughing and he's freezing and shivering and he's exhausted. And so he had his assistant come out and flat iron me. So as he's flat ironing my hair, you know how that smokes up too? Well, he says like it's stinging his eyes, and I could feel it too, but obviously not as well because he's standing behind me and it's going like directly in his face. So once he finished that, my stylist came back and he went over it one more time with a Marcel iron, and basically we just left it kind of like flat and straight. And so he gave me some instructions. You know, he said do not wrap it up. No ponytails, no clips, no bobby pins, like nothing, because you don't want to have any kind of crimp or crinkle in your hair. And I asked him if I needed to try to sleep carefully, and he told me that I didn't, but I did it anyway because I was fearful that I was going to do something to negatively impact the entire process and my entire investment. So I was like tweeting about it, like I was sleeping really carefully, like I was on the bed like this, like with like this, like hanging off of it. You guys know what I mean. So I slept really carefully, which is probably why I'm babbling on and on right now, because I'm a little bit sleep deprived. So today was the day to finish this entire process. And of course it's raining. So I get up and I put on my plastic rain bonnet, and I've got a scarf over it, and I have my umbrella, and I drive down to the salon, and I scurry into Starbucks first, of course, because that's necessary. So I scurry into Starbucks, and then I scurry into the salon and get ready for them to like shampoo me out and like have this whole thing be over with so I can get a good night's sleep. So I went in, and the whole process was very, very quick. She shampooed me, the shampoo girl, shampooed me like 3 times, and then she conditioned me. And when I felt it when it was wet, so this is more like the final result. So when I felt it when it was wet, it's hard to really explain, but it didn't feel like after a relaxer. Like it had life to it. It didn't feel dry at all. It, you know, was very silky almost, even when it was wet. and, you know, without the conditioner and everything, once all that was through, so it was just wet, and it felt really good to the touch. And honestly, it didn't really feel like my hair. Like, it didn't feel like my normal hair texture at all. So I go over to the chair, and he blow dries me, and my blow dry took like 5 minutes. So that's progress right there. Like, even in the salon, it normally takes them probably 15 minutes to blow dry my hair, but it took like 4 minutes. And then he flat ironed me. He didn't have to do like really tiny sections anymore. He, you know, flat ironed me and then used the round brush a little bit on me. I told him to make it loose. He likes to do this, and you know, it's fun for him, so I let him. I normally wear my hair a lot flatter than this, but this is what it looks like, and I'm doing this for a reason. Okay, so for the final result, the way that I feel about it, every strand of my hair feels thicker, like stronger and thicker, but overall my hair feels thinner, and like it's just like less of it, like less of a hassle, thin in a less of a hassle kind of way. It feels healthier, it moves differently, it's more fluid. Every strand feels better to the touch, and overall it feels better. It seems as though it's kind of more changed the texture of it, and it feels more alive, I guess, than it does after I have a relaxer. The other thing that I think really bodes well for me is that it was raining when I left the salon, and normally when I leave the salon and it's raining, any kind of curl or bounce that I have just immediately leaves my hair, and it starts to sponge up a little bit or frizz up a little bit, and this isn't really frizzing at all. And trust me, people, it was raining and I had more errands to run, so I spent probably a good maybe 2 hours out in the rain after I left the salon, and it still, you know, looks reasonably good. I'm still not, you know, gonna say that this is like my final recommendation. I think that if you've been fearful about doing it, you can certainly, you know, I hope I can alleviate some of your fears about it, although part of this video maybe doesn't, but I'm not going to say whether or not I'm truly happy with it until after I see what it looks like, maybe when I shampoo it for the first time myself. I want to see how it behaves at the gym and when I leave the gym. So the last thing is, so I'm invested in this, right? I'm in for over $300, but I have to buy, and you would have to buy, a special shampoo. I don't think it really matters which shampoo you buy, just as long as it's free of sulfites. So I stopped and I made a purchase actually in the salon. They're an Aveda salon, so he told me that I could purchase this shampoo, and it is the Damage Remedy Restructuring Shampoo by Aveda. So he said that this one would work. He said absolutely positively do not use anything else on my hair. And then I also got the conditioner. Now I got the small sizes because, again, I'm over $300 in on this whole project, and then also because truthfully, I don't mind telling you this, I don't wash my hair that often. I wash my hair like maybe once every 2 weeks. Maybe longer, just depending on how things are going. So what we'll do is, obviously I'm going to be putting up more videos, and you guys can kind of track the progress of my hair care there, because I'm doing this a couple times a week, so you'll see how my hair is behaving. I'll come back to you with a final result and let you know exactly how I feel about it. So I hope that you found this video useful. Don't forget to subscribe. The button is right above. When you're watching this video, I either have a contest going or I'm about to have a contest going. So subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of that information. And also, let's see, leave some comments below. If you have questions, I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible, or leave your comments below. Don't forget to rate this video as well, and I will see you next time. Bye!